Oh, Mo.
Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Gus.
Look, October is a very spooky month thanks to Halloween. Yes, but you know what's even spookier than Halloween is talking to video gamers. Well, at least according to Overwatch director Jeff Kaplan, who says his team is often too scared to engage with the game's players and that oftentimes there's just no winning. So, real positive.
Kaplan's comments top off a developing conversation about the Overwatch community and really about gamers and game development in general, which has been heating up in recent months.
Yeah, this topic's led to a lot of discussion about the line between players offering feedback, constructive criticism, to downright straight up bullying developers, and whether it's beneficial for developers to be as open as players claim they want them to be.
These comments spawned from an Overwatch forum thread titled, "Do you think Overwatch teams simply not have enough people?" Eloquent. In it, the original poster said that the team has been slow to respond on the forums and slow to address issues in the game, and wondered if it had to do with the team just being too small.
So in a lengthy post, Overwatch game director Jeff Kaplan showed up to debunk the idea, writing that the team is actually bigger now than it was before the game launched in 2016. Their current employee count is up to 100, with developers constantly focused on making just about every part of the Overwatch experience better, down to add the color of buttons, the emails the players get when they're banned from playing, all the fun stuff, the events, all the new skins.
Kaplan said, "Since the day we have launched, we've only increased our efforts and dedication. Overwatch is a 24/7, 365 days a year affair for us. Overwatch doesn't stop because it's 5 o'clock on a Friday evening. Overwatch doesn't stop because it's our kid's birthday."
Although I really do hope you take the day off for your kid's birthday or something. Take a little time.
Overwatch has no children.
It's just orphans. As to the length of time it takes the team to address player concerns, Kaplan wrote, "If you'll allow me to speak openly for a moment, it's scary. Overall, the community is awesome to us, but there are some pretty mean people out there. All of our developers are free to post on these forums. Very few of us actually do because it's extremely intimidating and or time consuming. It's very easy to post the wrong thing and make a promise to the community that no one intended to make. Once we say we're working on something, we're not allowed to take it back. It's set in stone."
Kaplan went on to say, "Also because we are open with you and do not hide behind an anonymous handle, like all of you have the luxury of doing, we oftentimes get personally attacked and threatened. Most great developers I know just love being heads down, making or playing games. The public speaking, posting part of the job is downright scary and intimidating. It often feels like there is no winning."
And you can see that too with things like, so No Man's Sky. Promised things, maybe didn't intend them to be promises so much as ideas, but they're out there, they sound like commitments by the developer, and then that's the expectation on the part of the community. So you can understand hesitance, being careful about what you say. He wrapped things up by reiterating that they appreciate player feedback, and most especially when it's open, direct, and constructive.
Kaplan's comments definitely echo some other comments that were widely reported recently by industry veteran Charles Randall, who wrote a series of tweets.
That was a long tweet thread.
It was a really long thread. He wrote a series of tweets, or a mini novel, about why developers often feel like they can't be candid with their players. Usually the negatives outweigh the positives.
And we reported on that one too, but just really quick, when Randall wrote in his comments, there were of course two sides to the issue, because naturally many out there feel their voices should be heard and want the game they bought to be better. Understandable, right?
Yeah, but at a certain point, it seems like it gets to be too much for some developers, especially those who willingly climb into the fray to speak with their communities directly. When they get punished for enthusiastically overpromising about certain features that later end up getting cut or scaled back, it's easy to see why many of them choose to stay silent instead.
Now, ideally, this would be a sort of open dialogue where gamers and developers are able to speak with one another without these kinds of concerns, where, developers can share their vision and gamers, are able to offer feedback, but not necessarily ideas, but take pre-release information with a grain of salt. It's kind of tough, but the thing is, a lot of people take this sort of dialogue a little too far and end up leaving developers feeling, as Kaplan says, both scared and intimidated, and then they go silent.
And another wrinkle to this is that there's a general distrust of game developers by the paying public. Players spend $60 and then some if you're super invested in those loot boxes.
Which everyone wants you to be.
And then want to be assured that there's a return on that investment, because nobody likes spending a bunch of money and then have something change that makes the game less fun.
Right, so there's this feeling out there where some gamers are continually worried that they're either being screwed and just don't know it, or they're about to be screwed by just about every single game, which considering the many ways in which developers and publishers do kind of take advantage of the goodwill of players isn't a huge stretch, especially with more and more microtransactions and loot boxes. And then you have gamers wondering, how much was the game changed to incentivize me to pay extra for some of these microtransactions? And you just don't know. That's going to eat into your peace of mind as a consumer.
But on the other hand, there's also the matter of when a developer's obligation to support a game ends. Overwatch has been out for a year and a half at this point, long past the time when most developers would have cut their teams down to a skeleton crew and left the game on autopilot with minimal tweaks.
Right, just generate the rest of the money you can and move on to your next thing.
I mean, even Destiny 1's huge Rise of Iron expansion pack they released 2 years after launch was made by a very minimal team that was way smaller than what Overwatch still has working on its content updates.
But then on the other hand, the only reason they're supporting it like that is because they want more of players' money and they want people to keep putting money in. So it's not like they're doing it 100% out of the kindness of their own hearts. They're doing it because there's a business case for it.
There's money there. Unfortunately for Kaplan and crew, it seems like the community issues for Overwatch probably won't go anywhere anytime soon. Community made other headlines recently when Kaplan appeared in an update video about the toxic community, pleading with them to just be more excellent to each other.
We can all learn a lot from Bill and Ted.
Yes.
In that video, he said that the bad apples actively slow down Blizzard's development time on real gameplay mechanics because they're constantly having to shift gears to fix some community problems or make it harder for people to be jerks to other players.
Kaplan said, "We're spending a tremendous amount of time and resources punishing people and trying to make people behave better. The bad behavior is not just ruining the experience for one another, but it's actually making the game progress in terms of development at a much slower rate."
Now, considering how much of an issue this is, and continues to be, thanks to our modern world of interconnected tubes, it's not likely that someone's going to figure out how to strike the perfect balance for player engagement anytime soon, so best of luck on that one, Kaplan. I think CD Projekt Red's done a pretty good job. I think the Star Citizen development team is being pretty transparent about their process, and while there is a lot of backlash from people who are feeling disillusioned about it, their core supporters seem to be remaining core supporters. You are, right?
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
So,
what do you guys think of Kaplan's comments that devs are scared to talk to gamers? Do you have some examples of developers who do a good job keeping their players informed? Let us know in the comments.
And for future updates on all things gaming, remember to like this video and subscribe to the Now.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Their current employee account. All the fun stuff, the events, all the new skins.
Kaplan said, "Since the day we have launched, we've only increased our efforts and dedication. Overwatch is a 24/7, 365-day-a-year affair for us." I said day instead of days. Since the day we've launched,